Another banger. Make a come, make a pom pom pom, make a come, make a keep a tick pom pom pom. Your body kakara, make a pom 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 on a make it.
Guys, it's Sarah. I'm back again with a new video. So for today's video, I'm going to be sharing 8 tips I wish I knew before I went to college. So for this video, I reached out to some of my friends and asked them what they knew before they came to UVA and just college in general. So this isn't limited to UVA. So let's get right into it. So I have my laptop with me just because I wrote down what people asked and shared with me. So if I'm looking down, that's what I'm looking at. So the first thing is people wish that they had taken more advantage of advising. So yeah, I totally support this. Like at my school, we have this thing called the Career Center, and they just like give you advice with like resumes, majors, and like career opportunities. And I think that's very important just because when you get to college, you're not exactly sure what you want to do. And that high school college transition is a little difficult. Like, I didn't want to admit this, but it is. Like, so it's really useful to have like people who are like in the back, just that are willing to help you and just advise you. And like, especially in the Black community, we have OAAA. And they're so great. Like our deans are just really supportive, and they're always willing to give us advice and just support us in the long run. So I think that's really great. Another thing someone said is that they wish that they had explored more and just like not limited themselves to their schoolwork, but just gone out more. And I totally support this just because yes, you want to keep getting good grades. Like obviously you're here to learn, like it's college, like you're paying a lot of money to like learn, so like you want to do that. But I also think it's good to just sometimes like take yourself out of like the college bubble and like go explore like the town you're in, and just go with your like your roommate or like go with your hall and just get some food, explore a local community, go to museums. Like just don't let yourself get sucked into this bubble that is the university, because that can be very toxic at some points where you're just gonna feel really secluded. And yeah, so I think it's really good to just let yourself breathe and explore new things. Another thing somebody asked was time management. So I think this is really important, especially like time management with social activities and academic activities. So you don't want to spread yourself thin. So like I think it's important to always be really organized and know that you need to get A, B, C, D done so you can do E, F, G. Like, you know, like don't allow yourself to just like get overloaded with a lot of work, because then you're gonna get really stressed. And I'll admit that's happened to me. It still happens to me. Like I'm about to be in my 3rd year and I still like struggle with time management. I think it's just like a normal thing, but I think it's really important to try to be as organized as you can, just so you don't feel like you're drowning in a bunch of course load. And especially like if you want to go out, like you need to plan ahead so you know that, okay, I need to get all of this done so I can do that. So you need to be able to balance your social life and your academic life, because at the end of the day, you're here to get an education. Another thing somebody said was that they wish that they had been more confident and that they were not afraid to approach people. And I totally like support this. I feel like when you get to college, it's very intimidating. Like I think you're 18 when you get to college, right? Yeah, you're 18 when you get to college. Well, most people are. But you're also around people who are like 22, and then there's like people in grad school who are like older than that. And so it can be really intimidating because like you're the new people on grounds or on campus. And so I think you need to just remind yourself that like you're here for a reason. You need to be confident, and you just need to surround yourself with people who will bring out your confidence and who will always support you. So yeah, and if like you want to approach someone, don't be afraid. Like at the end of the day, like nobody is above you. Like we're all the same. Like so if you see someone you like shoot your shot. The worst they can do is reject you. Like that sucks, but like we move. Like I feel like don't be scared to like approach a friend group or approach a person. Like just do it, be confident. And yeah, another thing is that people say the friends you make like the first week or the first couple months won't be your friends in the long run. And I think that's true, just because when you get to college, you don't really know who you are, and even if you do, you're gonna change. It's inevitable. Like you're gonna meet new people and you're gonna find new interests. So like the people you meet at the beginning, you probably won't be friends with. Like I've had that experience. Like the people I was really close with at the beginning, I'm not friends with them anymore. Like I still talk to them, but like I'm not like BFFs with them. So it's just like you get new interests, you join new organizations, so then you end up surrounding yourself with new people, and it's inevitable. Like it just happens, and it's totally fine. Like there's no beef with it. Like if you want to talk to the people you met at the beginning, you can. Like I do too sometimes, but I know that I've realized that I'm not as close as I was to them at the beginning, and that's totally fine. Another thing somebody said is that the person you're roommates with doesn't necessarily have to be your best friend. And I totally agree with that. Like going to college, a lot of people think that, oh, you're gonna be like best friends with your roommate. And at first I thought that too. But it all comes back to like interest and everything. Like you grow when you're in college. Like that first like semester, you just meet a bunch of different people, and the people you surround yourself the most with are like people who are more similar to you. So like some people end up being best friends with their roommate. I'm not best friends with my roommate from first year, but like we definitely are friends, and like we've had our ups and downs. But like I think the most important thing about having your roommate is that you can effectively communicate and you respect each other. And we definitely did that. Like we would occasionally go get food, like we'd go out together sometimes. Like we didn't do it all the time, but we made time to do it. So I think you need to have like a pretty good relationship with them, but you don't need to be best friends with them. Another thing somebody said is that they wish that they talked to their professors more, and I agree with that. Like my first year, I did not talk to any of my professors. I just went to class and that was it, and that's not good. Like you need to talk to your professors, just because in the long run, like first of all, they can write you good recommendation letters, like if you have a relationship with them. But like not just that, like I think it's important to talk to professors just because you want to network, you want to be able to grow, especially like if you have a professor that's teaching in the field you're interested in. I think it's important to like grow like a relationship with them and develop a relationship with them, just because they can give you advice in the career path you want, and you can just, that can be really useful in the long run. So yeah, so always talk to professors and just introduce yourself. Be like, hey, I'm Sarah, da 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 da. Like talk to them. You know, they're people at the end of the day. Like they're humans. They'll be nice. Another thing is people wish that they talk to upperclassmen more when choosing classes and just like for social activities too. And yeah, going back to that, like you get to college, you're intimidated, you're the youngest people there. So I don't think you should be like scared. Like I was saying, be confident, approach those people, especially when you're choosing classes. I cannot stress this. Like when I was choosing my classes, I didn't know what I was doing. Like I was like, some people gave me advice, but I genuinely did not know what I was doing. That ended up in some really hard classes that I really did not need to take, like, and that hurt my GPA. So like really just try to talk to people, like try to talk to upperclassmen, because they know best. Like they're, yes, like career centers are really good, but at the end of the day, like the students, upperclassmen, they've already experienced this. They have like, especially like fourth years, they have 3 years under their belt. Like they know what's going on. So like if you are not sure that you should be in a class, reach out to them, because they probably had that same experience and they'd be more than willing to help you. So save your GPA, because that GPA you get at the beginning sets the course for your rest of your college experience, like college career. And then with like social activities too, like reach out to upperclassmen. Like don't be scared. Like be like, hey, what's going on? Like they don't tell you what's going on, that's their loss. But like if you're in the same organization as like an upperclassman, be like, oh, like what's going on? Like I'm trying to like meet new people, da 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 da. And like more than so, they're gonna help you. Like they're gonna like invite you places. Like so just do that. I think it's really important to not seclude yourself to one group, but like not just like your first year community, but just reach out to different people, because that's just how you're gonna grow in the long run. So those are 8 tips that I thought were important, that my friends also thought that were important, that they wish that they had gotten before they came to college. I know I talked a lot in this video and it's probably long, so I'm sorry about that, but yeah. So thank you guys for watching so much. Subscribe, and I'll have my Instagram and Twitter down in the description box, and I'll see you guys in the next video.